Hello, my friends, and welcome back.
I've been saying this, and I am saying it, and I will be saying it only if it continues, okay? That Blinken.
Caballero Project Infinity is not ready.
Before sending our sun through the wormhole, we need to crystallize the pink spice gander for the Caballero Project Infinity. This is necessary for his DNA to bond and increase his chances of surviving after teleporting to Earth's timeline. If we fail to do so, his four-stranded DNA will only have a 1% chance of survival.
A hybrid will teleport with Enlil as a parasite. Her stabilized Ganda is in reserve.
It's crucial to extract and inject Proteus Gander at the right barometric pressure level at Osiris.
Our four-stranded DNA has a 1% chance of surviving during teleport. His inertia will burst every red blood cell in his body when it enters Earth's timeline and atmosphere.
To ensure our sun's survival, Propi will teleport with her stabilized gander, which will be injected into our sun Enlil after her energizing in Osiris. However, if Propi dies before the extraction, the Caballero Pod's pink spice gander will only be enough to keep Enlil alive for a few days.
Unless what?
Unless
Enlil's gander receptors can regenerate Propi's blood if they land in Osiris, and once he recovers, Propi can receive gander orally or by injection. However, both Propi and Enlil's digestive system will require mammalian hemoglobin to restore. They must feed for both to survive.
And what if only one?
They must feed for both to survive.
Our sun will be a vampire.
Enlil will be a god.
Propi's saliva and digestive
And what
system
if
will
only
always
one?
need mammalian hemoglobin to restore and maintain her and Enlil's life. To save them both, they must feed.
My son will be a monster on Earth if he does not get Propi's Ganda immediately after landing. A hybrid will teleport with Enlil as a parasite. Her stabilized Ganda is in reserve. Once they enter Osiris, she will die and pass on her Ganda blood. Automate the injection in case she does not regain consciousness after the warp.
To successfully extract and inject Propi's Ganda, it is crucial for the barometric pressure in Osiris to be at the right level. If Propi were to pass away before extraction, the Caballero Pod's pink spice Ganda would only be enough to keep Enlil alive for a few days. Enlil's digestive system will always require oral doses of red blood hemoglobin from large mammals.
My son will be a monster on Earth if he does not get Propi's Ganda immediately.
In the year of our Lord, 1442. The Turkish Sultan enslaved 1,000 Transylvanian boys to fill the ranks of his army. These child slaves were beaten without mercy, trained to kill without conscience, to crave the blood of all who defied the Turks. From among these boys, one grew into a warrior so fierce that entire armies would retreat in terror at the mention of his name. Vlad the Impaler, son of the dragon. Sickened by his monstrous acts, Vlad came to bury his past with the dead and returned to Transylvania to rule in peace. His subjects called him Prince. I called him Father. But the world would come to know him as Dracula.
I'll take that for you, darling.
He's a fin, that.
Go on.
Don't hate me.
Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.